That was
so,
funny.
what do you remember being on the corner of Palm and Pearson, toward the Mexican restaurant? Because there was the old Idle Hour was there, and
That was where the first bath was.
well, on the other side of the street, right? I mean, like on the corner of Palm and Pearson, that would be toward the Mexican restaurant.
Yeah, Palm
there,
and Pearson.
Yeah.
Was it? It's a building there now.
Well, there's the building that's there now. I guess it was in the olden days. It was called the Idle Hour. It was a dance hall, and then it became a bank, and then a dental office, and now the Chamber of Commerce is going to go in there, and so are we, the Historical Society. But I was just wondering if you could remember what was there, during your period.
Well, when I got here, I mean the old swimming place. What they call it?
Oh, Coffees.
Coffees.
Up there at 8th and Palm.
Yeah. And my friend bought it, and finally we had to condemn it, because everything was all going to.
It was going to ruin.
Yeah. Right.
So was it knocked down during the time that you were mayor?
Yeah. Let's see. I don't remember.
Yeah, they had bulldozers come and
right. Because I mean, and the guy that owned it, every time he come in town, he stop at my place and bring me some Mexican food from. He goes to Palm Springs to get it for me.
Now this is the one that bought it after Coffee had it.
Yeah, he caught it, and I guess he bought it pretty reasonable. And
what was his name? Do you remember?
He was in the clothing business in L.A. Bert, I can't think of his name now. Little Jewish guy. I mean, crazy man. I mean, he come there and he's always jiving. And I mean, he brings
doing business, huh?
Yeah, right. And he'd get he'd bring my wife a dress sometimes, when she wanted, because he was in the business, and he just come in. He used to go with try to go with the lady that was running that hotel up there. The guy that built it, his daughter. Yeah, and he always said, you think I should get a date with her? I said, don't ask me. I said, go ask her.
Which hotel and which guy, which daughter?
That's the First Street Hotel on the right hand side.
You mean over there across the street? We're still at Palm and Pearson?
Yeah.
Like the spa that was there?
Yeah, the spa. Well, they built a hotel across there. I mean, this lady's dad did. The one's up there now, right next to that little small church.
Oh, you mean that one that has all the rocks in front of it and everything?
Yes.
Oh,
Yeah. So, and then what was I saying?
Well, you were saying that this man who bought the old coffee spa was the guy who was selling the dresses and so on, and
and he'd come in down and want to. She was a very pretty lady. I don't know whether you knew her or not, but and I says, because I was friendly with her, and he said, do this. I said, listen, do this, Jeff. You're an old man, for God's sake,
Now, there was a time. Well, I used to know a woman I became very, very fond of. Her name was Inez Leonard.
Yeah.
And so she was one of the early ladies in the Hands of the Desert.
Yeah, right.
Yeah, and her husband had been a fireman in San Pedro, and they were early people. They came to this town about 1942 or 44. And she remembers that they used to have the mail there at that dance hall. This was before your time. But then, so the mail was there, but then down Palm a little bit, in the next block down, there was a little post office. Do you remember that? There was a woman postmaster.
Oh, I can see it, but I can't.
Yeah.
I can't read the name.
I talked to one young man. He said, "Oh, I remember her. She had red lips."
That's right.
Yeah?
The big, yeah, she sure did.
And I think she's still living, but I can't think of what her name
Yeah,
is.
but she's really elder.
Yeah.
I mean, I think I seen her one day on the street, and I said, "Oh my gosh!" I said, "I thought she was dying."
Hmm?
You know, but that she is again. Dressed in, it was hot weather. She dressed in a coat, you know, and the red lips up here like a clown, you know.
Well, then also the Jacobsons. You probably knew when they with the nursery there.
Oh, way before that. Yeah. I knew. He was in Rotary when I was in Rotary. We had Rotary. I got a Rotary thing too.
Do you?
Oh yeah.
All right, great.
And I got so much stuff.
Well,
you're gonna have a.
Well, we want it.
Yeah, because now I got out of the Marine Corps in 42. No.
Well, let's see. Your book had some signatures in 44.
44. That's when it was. I went in 42 and got in at 44. And then I came down to Desert Hot Springs about at least about 3 or 4 times before I knew what it was. A friend of mine bought a brand new car where I was working at. I mean, I was working at this restaurant, and he said, "Let's go to Palm Springs." I said, "It's fine." And he had a brand new car, and we came by the old way, you know, at that time. But we did come up here and looked around, and I guess that must have been 46, maybe. Yeah. So
Very small place at that time.
Oh yeah. They said they thought it was a little ghost town, you know.
Mm-hmm.
And so, in fact, I think we came down here 3 times because I used to ride the open and closing Palm Springs in the winter and summer. Okay, well, I used to come and ride in a parade. In fact, I got a picture of it to pay, you know.
Wow.
And I have my friend and I, he went in all the parades and run, but I didn't do that. But I liked this one here because I went with him, and sometimes I had to top his horse for him and everything.
So the parade was sort of like because you were a military man, or because you were a cowboy, or what was your what made you?
I'm sorry, I'll go back. At Palm Springs in that years, it had nothing but movie stars down here. They come down here to get away from everything in the public. Well, and they had what they call the opening of Palm Springs every year at the same time. That's when the weather is better, you know. And they have a closing at the same time. They have a parade for both of them, you know. And I rode in the parades there. And in fact, I borrowed a horse from this guy that had restaurants, and I can't think of his name now. Anyhow, I had to pick the horse up. And I think it was about 4 o'clock in the morning, and they didn't bring him in. And so when this other guy went out and got him, because I had to ride him at that. So they went out and got him, you know, and he had spurs in him and everything else. The horse was supposed to be clean, you know. So we brought that horse down here, and I had never ridden him, see, and I got on him before the parade started, you know, and he was kind of mean. He started bucking, you know. So finally, another guy that invented Dr. Pepper, I think, well, he was there, and he said, "Don't let me get on him," you know. So he got on him, and he kind of cooled him down. But I was scared to ride him, but I did ride him. And I had a few shots, you know, to get on him. So anyway, and so we started down the pavement, and as soon as that drum was hit, man, he started running up. See, he had not used to drums and all that music and stuff. I said, I said, you and I are going to go down this road, you know.
So did you gallop down?
No, because we just walked, you know, because you couldn't gallop. Because
no, but I thought
it's just a parade, you know.
Yeah, but I thought maybe the horse started galloping.
Oh, no, he was rearing up. Yeah, I could slick drain like that, and he just run up and walk on his head, you know.
Like
I almost fell backwards on him.
Oh wow!
You know, I wasn't feeling much anyway, you know. So it didn't bother me at that time.
So, what do you talked about coming in the old way. Do you remember down there at Mountain View and Varner where that stone used to be a store and a gas station? It was made out of stones.
Mm-hmm.
What do you remember about that? I was so sorry to see that totally knocked down.
Yeah, it's it really it wasn't open long because people there was a road there, you know, that came by there, bypassed the freeway, you know, what the freeway is now, you know, and they did have a gas station there, and they had to buy a little stuff from it, but I don't see how I can make a living way in the middle of the desert because there's nothing around, you know. So and finally they started taking rocks off of there and everything, you know, and then they depleted it.
Yeah. Yeah, I talked to some people who are, well, a brother and sister whose, I think, father, grandmother, somebody worked there. Because apparently there was a little restaurant and a little gas station. These people.
Oh, the gas station, but I didn't know that.
Yeah, these people's name was Johnson, I think. But, yeah.
Yeah.
And so, now how about your relationship with Jack Webb? Because he, of course, at one time owned the Kismet.
Kismet Lodge.
Hmm?
The Kismet Lodge.
Yeah.
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 Oh, yeah. He was always a good friend. He was a nice going guy, you know, and, you know, he always, you know, he was just a prince of a person, you know.
And what about all the different kinds of spa-tels that were here?
Yeah.
I noticed in this thing, look at, they have all this spa-tel and all the different ones.
That's that was the brochure that the Chamber of Commerce was putting out, you know. And
yeah, see, this was 1978. So, did you ever know Tar Button, the guy who dug the wells?
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. Right down over here is where he lived.
Yeah.
Is he still living?
I don't know. I kind of don't think so.
No, because as you go over the hill there on the bottom there, that was where he dug wells. I mean, that's where he kept his equipment and everything there. You know?
Right when the hill comes down.
Yeah, the
there's
bottom
a trailer
on the left hand side.
Yeah.
Yeah, he dug a lot of wells here. He knew how to find it and everything, you know.
So, I want to ask Ron, what are we missing? Can you think of any particular thing that we're missing? I know we've been dancing all over the place with the story. Politics, anything that you think we're missing in our conversation?
Can't think of anything.
All right. Well, this is so good. You know, just to think about the. It's like for us, it's like a puzzle. You know, trying to put all the pieces together and what used to be in different buildings and now, you know, here's an interesting thing. You probably aren't aware of this. Well, you know, we had the census not too long ago.
Yes.
And then when the city added from Dillon on down to the freeway, we got more people. And there was a piece in the paper that said Desert Hot Springs is the fastest, had the largest increase in population in the whole state. And that's because of adding those people down there. So they're calling the population now about 27,000.
When did they annex it in? I knew
Just
they was
recently.
trying to.
Recently.
Just recently. Okay, because now they went toward Cathedral City, right?
They just went on down Palm all the way to the 10.
Palm all the way to 10.
Yeah. So it's not that part. It's not where you go down or Mountain View, Varner, and over to Date Palm.
Yeah.
It's not that way. It's not by Edom Hill. It's just all the way down Palm.
Oh, do you mean left and right? I just on the left.
Yeah. No, I don't know how far.
I think it's
between Palm and Indian.
Between Palm and Indian, all the way to the freeway.
Oh,
yeah,
right. I mean, that's I wanted to get on this side, you know, because you know, small cities always follow large cities anyway. I mean, we built everything here, and we tried to make it go to the right, and I'll be darned, it didn't go to the right. It came right straight down like every town. Every town you see a city form, and all of a sudden it's going to go. Well, people go there. You know, that's where they get the goods and everything. You know. But I wanted to expand that way, and we did anything wherever we could, but we couldn't make it. You know.
Yeah. So when you think back about all your city council and your being mayor and everything else, do you feel? I mean, it sounds like you're a little disappointed that the town didn't go the direction that you wanted to go.
No, that don't bother me.
No.
Listen, nothing bothers me. I mean, if you can't go, you can't go.
Yeah.
You know?
Yeah.
So go ahead.
But it was an interesting experience for you, right?
Yes, it was. I mean, we had a big rain here. I forgot what the year it was. Anyhow, we used to couldn't go straight through, you know.
Oh, right.
We had to go this way, you know.
Right.
And one year we had a storm, and the whole valley down there was filled up with about 80 feet of water.
Ooh.
You remember that?
Well, I've been coming out for 20 years. I've been living here for 10 years. And I can remember, though, when Pearson as well as Palm both had low places.
Yeah.
And you couldn't get into town.
Well, this is where the station is out there?
Out. Which?
Indian Avenue.
Okay.
Indian Avenue.
Oh, yeah, that's all. That's kind of like, that's where they recharge the aquifer, right? They actually bring water in there.
Well, no. This is Indian Avenue.
Yeah.
That comes out. Well, that Indian Avenue was about 50 feet deep in water.
Oh.
I mean, the whole thing was covered in water. Can
Woo.
you imagine?
Well, yeah.
And we had a big rain, and then a dam broke up there, and it took days and days. We had to go all the way around to even get over there, you know.
Uh-huh.
But that was
Wow.
That was a big thing.
Yeah, and I guess millions of years ago, this used to be, everything was underwater,
You
right?
bet. You bet. I think so too.
Yeah. Oh.
We've had, I think, maybe 5 recalls.
Yeah, I know the politics in this town have really been something.
Yeah, and I tell you, they get rough too. I mean, I used to in the olden days, I used to also do on the side. They had a little bar up here where that Mexican place is now. You know.
Let's see.
It's not doing no business hard there at all. It's right by itself.
You mean the one up there that used to be the Hungarian restaurant? Way up there?
The Hungarian restaurant.
Yeah.
Yeah, that used to be a restaurant that one of them got elected, and then he got recalled, and then another person, and then we had 2 more guys that wanted to put everything is talking about when you annexation, you know, and what they're going to do, you know, and we had another 2 people there, and they wanted to have gambling, you know.
Uh-huh.
I tell you, it was a war all the time. Every time you go to council meeting, it was fun.
It's like the Wild West.
Yeah,
huh?
right. It was, you know. But I tell you that we had ups and downs, but you know, we come and got it. I mean, we made it.
Yep. You helped move it all forward. That's
well,
for
I didn't.
sure.
I didn't have nothing. They had nothing really. I mean, can you imagine in a little office like that was, and you had the police station, you had the city hall, and you had library and everything and other things, you know. I got in there, so how in the world can they do anything, you know? So when I got in, I did a lot of things, but I don't want to brag about it, but we had to get a city manager. So, man, I said, well, we have to get somebody to run this place because, you know, we're just turning the wheels, you know.
Well, now, there was a city manager when Bill Schultz was mayor. His name was like Dibble or something like that.
No, he's my best friend.
Really? Who is that?
He lives over here.
Yeah?
Yeah.
What's his name? Because the Sons told me that he goes over and visits Bill Schultz.
Yeah, once a week.
Yes, every Wednesday.
Yes, right. That's true.
Yeah.
Wait a minute, I'll think of it because he's the one that helped me, showed me how to do things, and you know, he didn't want no glory for anything. He says it's you, not me. He says I'm paid here. He says, but you're not. But he says you get the
oh, that's
things
great.
for it, you know.
Well, I'm looking forward to meeting him because.
Are you sure you're going to meet him?
Why?
I don't know. He don't like take.
Well,
I mean, maybe he's changed.
Well, the sons of Bill Schultz said that we would try to coordinate our visit on a Wednesday when he's over there visiting, so that he can kind of, because apparently Bill Schultz has a hard time maybe speaking. Or,
Yes.
Yeah. And so maybe this man, the city manager, can kind of help. You know.
Oh, he can't.
Yeah.
They was like brothers.
Wow.
Oh, they were that close, and oh, what is his name now? He goes to the same church I go.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But it's an odd name, isn't it? I mean, that's why I said it was.
That's what we got him from up north. I mean, I think he wasn't in the. I think he was in the water business up there or something, and we got him here because he was very. I said we got to have a man that's kind of shove us and go get him, you know. And first thing I said, can you get some money from the state or county? He said, yes, I've done it before. I said, you're fired. I mean, you're hired.
Yeah.
Wait a minute. Take a minute. I think it's finally started going to church a little bit. His wife told me. I'll think of it.
Yeah. Anyway, well, we'll probably wrap it up, huh? And it's just a very important part of this puzzle we're trying to put together.
That's wonderful that you're doing this because.
And we love it. I mean, those of us in the Historical Society, we really like trying to track everything down and make the pieces fit. So a lot of our stuff has been locked up in a storage place, and so all of our different scrapbooks and clippings and things like that. And eventually we'll have it all. We'll have it all put together and we'll understand.
That would be wonderful.
Anyway, thank you.
You're welcome.
Thank you.
You bet.